It's time to focus on the things you need, the things you deserve. You deserve a healthy body, supplements that get you moving and keep you moving, that make you feel good, look good, do good. And they shouldn't contain GMOs, artificial ingredients, or heavy metals, ever. Supplements that are clinically studied, use proven absorption technologies, are designed by scientists, and are ethically sourced and produced. Supplements with everything you need, nothing you don't. You deserve a company that you can trust, that's dedicated to safe manufacturing practices and third-party testing, that ensures the highest quality of effectiveness from extraction of ingredients all the way to the composition of the packaging. Wait a second. You deserve to see the process. You deserve a company led by a CEO with a deep belief in the power of people, dedicated to inspiring entrepreneurs to achieve success. A company with a phytonutrient chemist and expert on natural molecules who is obsessed with human health and has your best interest in mind to design its products. A board comprised of talented doctors from around the world. You deserve to be surrounded by people you trust and look up to. Empowered ambassadors that inspire wellness every day. Leaders who are rooting for you to be the best version of yourself. A community that works hard and plays hard. You deserve to experience adventures that take you around the world. And you deserve to be recognized for your hard work. It's time to get what you deserve. It's time to shift your focus. 3.
Hello, everyone. Hello, good morning, good evening. My name is Holly DeMott, and I am joining you from the desert. I'm joining you from my home in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I have a very special guest that will be hopping on in just a second with us. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, I am a product junkie. I love products. I have a business mind with a huge love for products. And when I have products that work for myself, I want to scream them from the mountaintops, shout them from the mountaintops. That's how it works. When I feel it, I see it, it's amazing. And that's exactly what these three products have done. They got my attention from the very beginning, and it's so easy to share them, and we love to educate with them. You know, we hear about all results, and that's what's so neat about it is when people start these products, they usually do because they want to feel a difference. And people are taking supplements. It's one of the fastest growing sectors when you look at nutritionals and you look at supplements. People are buying them left and right. And that's exactly where we're here to educate and really to show people what's the difference with three. Why would I want to buy the three products over another supplement? And what am I going to feel from it? And and those are always things we can easily answer. So we have experts that join us to help to answer that. And tonight I have Dr. Dan Gubler. I have the honor of having him on. He is the Chief Science Officer with Three. So he is the man behind the products. He's the man behind the formulations. You can either find him out exploring the world. He's always looking for what is out there that we haven't put into products before that could absolutely make a difference in the human body. You could find him exploring. He loves to do that, whether it's on the mountaintops or it's in the desert or it's in the ocean, wherever he may go. And you may find him also in the lab. Of course, he's a scientist. And also you can find him at the manufacturing facilities. He's all over the place. He's a family man. He loves spending time with his wife and his children, and he loves educating all around the world for Three. He is also an influencer. He's an influencer on social media channels. The channel that I listen to him the most, and my mom does too, is Instagram. Instagram, he has a really awesome channel, and he always is updating on recent studies and why you would want to have dark chocolate or watermelon before you work out. Or, I mean, he goes into so many different details, and it's very informative, very empowering, and very educational. And he is here tonight joining us. So I'm going to go ahead and welcome Dr. Dan Gubler to join the screen.
Hello, Holly. Hello, everyone. Good to be with you all.
Hello. I know you're in Utah, I'm in Arizona, and we're on tonight to have a really powerful talk, really to help more people understand really the difference with three, what we do. And I know we're going to get into it. And one thing I didn't mention, and I do want to mention your background a little bit. Dr. Dan Gubler is Caltech trained. He has his master's in organic chemistry. So when I have conversations with him, I appreciate that he brings it to my level. I don't have a science background. And but then people that do have science backgrounds are just gravitate towards what he's saying, just like myself. And so we appreciate you having the time to come on and help to educate and really inspire more people to really take the next step with three.
My pleasure. I mean, this is what I do. This is my passion project. I eat, I sleep, I drink, I breathe chemistry. It's who I am, it's what I do. And any day that I get to talk about science and chemistry and molecules and absorption is a good day.
It is a good day. Tonight, here we are. Okay, and you've been traveling. He's been pretty busy traveling around the US, and I know he's headed to Hong Kong later on this month. So, and there's a need for this. There's a demand for this. And let's start. Let's start with really who three is, what makes three different, with what you're doing at headquarters, with talking with the CEO and the founder, Daniel Piku, and really what's your mission and what makes us different?
Our mission is simple. We want to transform human health for as many people as we can. My goal is that every single person of the 8 billion people on the planet have an opportunity to use our products, to try them so that they can benefit their health. Really, that's it. Our message is to share it across the world. Now, how do we do that? Well, if you want to do that, and if you really want to make a tangible change in human health, you have to do something different. You have to do something unique. We're firmly in the insanity cycle where we're doing the same thing, the industry, I mean nutritional supplements. We're doing the same thing over and over again, and we're expecting a different result. And that's insanity. If we want different results, we need to do something different. And so, what we do here at Three, it starts with new molecules, new nutrients from plants.
And that is the one of the passions of for yourself is the exploration, new nutrients. And I mean, I've heard talks of you talking about extreme conditions where plants survive, whether it's in the negative degrees, in the freezing cold, or it's in the desert. And then you find a way to implement that into our products, because imagine what that could do with the human body.
Exactly. There's 600,000 species of plants on the earth, and less than 5% of them have been studied for their new molecules, their new nutrients. And you put it perfectly. Mother Nature, plants, and other, fungi and whatnot, they produce molecules to protect themselves, to feed themselves, to regulate their temperature, to regulate their hormones. Plants can't jump and run and walk or anything. And so they need to take care of themselves. And they do so by producing molecules. And what's beautiful is that because humans and plants have co-evolved for thousands and thousands of years, a lot of these molecules that plants produce and they make, they're beneficial for supporting and promoting human health. And so if we can find new nutrients, that have new properties to support human health in new and unique ways, then we can put them into new products that have new, unique benefits. That's
Mm.
really, it's really that simple. New molecules, new nutrients, we put them into new products that give you new, powerful results.
Absolutely. It's really unlocking Mother Nature's secrets. What with what we're doing and what you're doing and when we're spreading the word of it. And with the exploration phase and everything that you're doing there, then it moves to the curation. And this is one of my favorites. So I mentioned in the beginning that I love supplements. And I find that I've had a need for them for 20 years at least. just knowing I've needed certain ones. Well, no one wants to have a cabinet full of supplements. One, let's talk about the money with that, how much you're spending. But it's exhausting to like pill fatigue, I could call it that, by taking so many. And so what I appreciate is the curation, and I'll have you expand on that, where we have six supplements and three neurocosmetics. Those six supplements have replaced everything for me. And because they're the curation of all the different botanicals, everything you've put into it, the molecules into these products. Would you expand a little bit more on that, on the curation? As I know a lot of people will just buy vitamin C or zinc, or they just buy one on one. And here we have these like specially curated products that work synergistically together that produce really powerful results.
Yeah, when we set out to do this, one of the biggest things we wanted to do is we wanted to make it simple.
Mm.
Being healthy is hard. There's so many voices out there. You get on social media and you see one reel and they say, magnesium is the thing to do. Oh, you need magnesium. And so you go to the store, you hop online and you order magnesium and it comes, you start taking magnesium. And then you listen to, you go to book club and one of your friends is talking about, oh, folate, folate, methyl folate. That's the thing that you need, the end all be all. And so you order some folate. And then they talk about resveratrol. Oh my goodness, resveratrol, amazing. And before you know it, you're buying 10, 12, 30 different supplements, like you're saying, and the cabinet's full and whatnot. How much do you take? When to take it? What's the quality? Should it be liposomal or not? Should it be bound to, a counter ion? What type of magnesium? Is it magnesium sulfate? Is it magnesium bisglycinate, magnesium chloride, right? So it's just magnesium oxide. So it's crazy. What we wanted to do is we wanted to take the guesswork out of it. So we developed six products. It's really one product, one foundational system that can help to support overall health. And in that one system, we broke it down into six different delivery forms, six nutritional products. And each of those products contains hundreds of beneficial molecules in the right ratios, in the right form, and in the right absorption, which we'll talk about in a minute, I'm sure. But we included all of this. So you take these six products and your body is happy. It's natural energy is supported. Antioxidant status is supported. Immune health is promoted. Sleep is maintained and promoted, right? All these different facets that are important to us, we receive those health benefits as we take these six products. It's really that simple.
Hmm. The simplicity is what I have found is most attractive, not only for myself, as for people. As this could be for someone that's super advanced and knowledgeable and educated with supplements, or it could be for the beginner. And we've had all into the spectrum, and especially for the beginner, I'm like, you're so lucky. Like you are so lucky that you started with three. You took out a lot out of the guesswork out of it, and you're starting with these supplements that are, to me, magnificent and the best. And you talked about the right ratios and the form, and that's important. You listed like four different magnesiums just a minute ago. And I'm sure some of the audience is like, okay, maybe I've heard that. I don't know. That's what I appreciate about what we have here. I have so much trust with the quality of it, the integrity of it, the quantity, the form, the delivery, and I see it with the results, not only for myself, but for hundreds and thousands of people. So going a little bit more into that with the six products of being foundational. Foundational health is, and you mentioned a few things, it's energy, it's sleep, it's having good inflammatory responses, lower inflammatory responses. It's having mental clarity, it's having glowing skin, it's having, great hair growth, thicker hair. It's health. And I share this when I do presentations. Health is really the new sexy. Looking healthy is something now people are thriving to do. And Dr. Dan, with our products, these are an inside out job. Would you talk to that a little bit with, why people would get compliments just from taking the supplements. We haven't even talked about the neurocosmetics, but from taking the supplements of people noticing, wow, you look different. I mean, is where I know there's gut health and that has a lot to do with it as well. But just would you speak to that where these are foundational, where people would feel a difference?
Yeah, so the skin is actually a mirror. If you want to know what's going on inside the body, you look at the health of the skin. If someone has glowy, dewy, nice, fresh, hydrated skin, then you know that most of the reactions in the body are functioning properly, that there's homeostasis, there's balance in the body. Conversely, if someone doesn't have glowing skin, then there's likely something that's happening inside the body. So the body's a mirror. If you really want to see what's happening inside the body, you look at the skin. A lot of medical professionals, that's what they do, right? When you go for a checkup, that's what they do. They actually look on the outside first, and then they go in and they look deeper. The bottom line is, if you're getting all the nutrients the body
Mhm.
needs, then the skin's going to look good. And the skin needs nutrients as well, right? When we take these supplements inside, it's called nutracosmetic or beauty from within. For instance, our collagen product, 5 grams of hydrolyzed micronized collagen that's in the right ratio, in the right delivery form, in the right size. Now, again, people want to geek out, how many Daltons is your collagen and this or that. We've got it. Don't worry about that. You don't need to stress about that. Just trust us. This is what we do. This is our job. And if you want to get into health and geek out a little bit, okay, that's fine. But, so many people get so caught up in trying to find the right thing. They're worried. They want to find the perfect collagen, for instance. Well, the perfect collagen is here at 3 International. The perfect foundational health product is here at 3 International, and it's called Vitalite. The most powerful anti-aging product that can support longevity and a healthy antioxidant status in the body is here, and it's called Eternel. The best product to support a healthy inflammatory status in the body is here, and it's called Revive. And the best product to help to support the elimination organs of the body, the health of those organs, that's Purify.
And with those, everything he just said, those six products, those are products that I take every single day. We get that question often. We're like, okay, do you take all six products? I do. And that's common how this is what I do as a business. That's how common how people start. They start because they want to go from, I always say 1 to 10. 10, you're feeling absolutely awesome. One, you're feeling not great. And it's like, okay, do you want to feel closer to the 10? And then I recommend, yes, start with the products, all of the products. So you mentioned the collagen, the collagen. And, funny fact, I had never tried a collagen until this one.
Hmm.
And one of the reasons behind that was I didn't trust a lot of the sourcing behind collagen on the market. And with three, would you talk a little bit about the testing with even the collagen so people understand the quality of the collagen that they're getting with this?
Every product we test for heavy metals, we test for microorganisms, several different types of microorganisms. So in the supplement industry, when you make a product, it needs to comply, it should comply with CGMP guidelines. That stands for Current Good Manufacturing Practices, CGMP. And they say, for CGMP, you need to test for these 3 microbes. Well, we test for 7. For CGMP, you need to test for 1 or 2 heavy metals, mercury and lead. Well, we test for 4 or 5 others. You need to test CGMP. You don't need to test for pesticide residues. The crazy thing is, you don't even need to test to make sure that the active molecules are in the product. That's not required. Isn't that crazy? Think about that. And there was an article that was that was published a little bit ago by researchers at Harvard. I don't know if you've all seen this. If you haven't, you should Google it and read it because it's really fascinating. What they found is they took a bunch of supplements. They bought them online. They went to the shelves and grabbed them. They purchased them from people who come by and offer them to others, and they took them onto their lab and they analyzed to see really if the product, what it says on the label, matched what was actually in the product. So, for instance, if a label says 100 milligrams of resveratrol, they did the test and then they said, does it really have 100 milligrams of resveratrol? And the crazy thing, what they found, only 10%, 10% of supplements contained what they said was in there on the label. Isn't that insane? 10%. So think about it. If you go and buy 10 supplements out there, nine of them do not contain what they say they do. And to me, that's just crazy. And actually, I'll go a step further. That's unconscionable
Mhm.
for a company, for a scientist to develop and sell a product that doesn't have what's in there, that's blatantly dishonest. And that's something we would never, ever do here at 3 International. So, most importantly for us, back to testing, is we test to make sure that it does indeed have the amount of material that we says it has. Because you put 100 milligrams in and then you go through the processing steps and whatnot, right? So at the very end, you want to make sure that it still has 100 milligrams. And for our products, our certificate of analysis, they confirm that what we say is in the label is on the label 100%, not 10%, 100%.
I'm really happy you brought up that study. I have heard of that. And it's deceiving. And that's where the basic consumer, how would one know?
Yeah.
We wouldn't. And that's why we love educating about these supplements, as we know these are the real deal. And I mean, we see it, we see results, we get those text messages from people. And I'm glad you brought that up because it's really important. I think it's really important that people become more educated on, I call it an educated consumer. And we love educating on that piece of it. Okay, so with foundational health and really filling in the gaps, and that kind of goes back to the whole 10, you want to be a 10. And with us all individually, we all have different gaps to fill. I talk with people that may be like, gosh, that afternoon energy slump is real, and I'm like, take the Vitalite, just wait till you take that and you're gonna blow through that. And someone else may be dealing with some discomfort in their knee. I mean, there's gaps for everybody. And with helping to address the gaps with these foundational products, what is it that see and feel like it addresses for everybody? There's six products, but they address whatever that person may be lacking.
So when someone doesn't feel good and when they're not to that 10, what that means is that the body doesn't have some of the molecules, some of the nutrients that it needs for proper function. And so what we've done in developing these products is we meticulously, painstakingly went through and said, okay, what are the nutrients? What are the molecules that the body needs for proper function? And we went through the entire list, so for supporting a healthy inflammatory status, what molecules does a body need? For foundational health, for immune health, for beauty from within, what does the body need for proper function? A lot of people say, well, just eat healthy and exercise. That's all you need to do. You don't need to take supplements. Just eat healthy and exercise. Well, those are two very, very good things to do that we should do every single day. We need to make sure that we're getting good nutrition in the kitchen. There's no substitute for that. I agree. But eat healthy and exercise, well, that assumes that the food that we're eating contains the amount of bioactive molecules, the nutrients that it did when our parents and our grandparents were growing up. And actually, there's really interesting studies showing that the food that our grandparents ate is more nutritious in bioactive molecules, health promoting molecules, than the food we eat today, right? Just eat healthy and exercise. Well, that assumes that our mood is always great. That assumes that we're never stressed. That assumes we're never anxious. That assumes that we never live in a place where there's pollution, right? There's these factors that are out of our control that above and beyond diet and exercise, we need help. And so that's why we have the products at Three International, our six nutritionals and our three skincare to bridge the gap, to bring us from where we are to where we need to be to help bridge and span that gap.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful explanation. And next, though, not though, I would love to go into absorption.
Mhm.
And, we just talked about what you're eating. And many people, we say, you've heard the term, you are what you eat. And really, though, it's you are what you absorb. And that's one of the differentiations that three has. And I love looking at the supplement aisles, but it's like I always am wondering, well, how is that absorbed? Like, how do I know that's getting into the cell of the body? And that's again where we've taken the guesswork out, and Dr. Dan has done that for us. There's absorption technologies, and there's many. And I'd love for you to talk about the importance, though, of absorption with taking products.
So, if we are serious about improving human health, these molecules that we ingest, right? We ingest these molecules, they go down through our throat, they go into the stomach, they go into the small intestine, and they're absorbed. Hopefully, they're absorbed through the intestinal lining into the bloodstream. Once they're in the bloodstream, they need to travel to the organ. Once they get into the organ, they need to travel to the cellular level. And then there's that cell membrane. And these molecules need to penetrate and get through that cell membrane in order to cause a beneficial response in the body. So right there, you could think of, 4 or 5 different areas that might reduce the absorption of these molecules. And
Mm,
that's a big deal. Most companies, they have no absorption technologies. They don't even talk about absorption. They assume that it's just something that magically happens in the body, and it's not. The cell is very particular about what it lets in. The intestinal lining is very particular about what it lets permeate, go through that lining, because the intestinal lining, the cell membrane, if it just let everything in, the body would die really quickly. And so it's these systems, it's their job to keep the body alive. And so what we've done is we have these different technologies to make sure these molecules, because these nutrients from plants, they don't dissolve in water. And that makes sense, right? You look at a plant and when it's raining, the plant doesn't just dissolve away, right? It stays there. So that means these molecules don't dissolve in water. So when we pull a molecule out and we put it into the body's 60% water. And so that molecule in and of itself, it doesn't dissolve in water. And if it doesn't dissolve in water, then it doesn't travel to the cell because blood is mostly water. That molecule just sits there. It doesn't dissolve and it's flushed out of the body. So if you buy a supplement and it doesn't have absorption technologies, these beautiful nutrients in plants that are powerful, that have the ability to transform and support health in unique ways, if it's not getting into the cell, then it's of no use and it's a waste of money. So what we do is we use our years. I've been working on cellular absorption technologies since an undergrad in 1997, 2000, 2001. I was working on absorption technologies. And so we have many different absorption technologies to make sure that all of the molecules, the hundreds of molecules in each of our products, gets into the cell.
I'm so thankful that we do. It really makes a world of difference once people start using supplements that have absorption. And that's your main focus. That's your specialty. I mean, you have an extensive background with that. And I'm so happy that you've done what you've done with all of the products. So absorption, if you get anything from this, no, absorption matters. You could have Dr. Alicia Clevenger, who I work with, always says, you could send me the best and latest and greatest lace with gold. And if it doesn't have a delivery technology, it's not getting absorbed. And it's true. And so next, I want to talk about our Visage collection. I get really animated with this one. I do, as I love skincare. I've always loved it. I love anti-aging from the inside out. And then now we have skincare. And I love when you see a difference when you use products or you apply it. So I will be 48 this year. And I always share with people, like, I always want to look and feel 10 years younger. And I believe everyone can do that. I truly do. And it's how, again, what we're putting in our body, what we're absorbing, but also topically. And so with the Visage collection, when the super serum, which we're going to talk about, when that first came out last August, it sold out in 3 weeks. It sold out in 3 weeks across the world. People were using it. People were probably sharing testimonials with you, Dr. Dan, that you're like, I did not know all these testimonies were going to come through. And, a lot of those had to do with the neuro component as well as the brightening, the tightening, the skin looking so hydrated and refreshed. And then also people talking about, wow, I'm more productive. I'm getting the best sleep, the best night's sleep of my life. I mean, we were hearing like both. And so would you expand more on the super serum, the Visage super serum?
So when we develop a product, we never develop a Me Too product. My passion is discovery, exploration, something new. That's what I thrive on. I thrive on the next new big thing. And so when we set out to make this skincare line, we thought to ourselves, what's something that's new and unique? And there's a lot of good things that are already out there, right? Peptides, stem cells, liposomes, things that have been around for a while, and they're good. But again, we wanted to get out of this insanity cycle. We wanted to take it to the next level. And so, as we were studying molecules from plants in the Mojave Desert and around the world, and we have a lot of collaborators, and we were working with some collaborators as well. Our research and their research, we were combining it together. And what we found serendipitously, it was a surprise discovery, is what we found is that there were certain molecules from plants, from a plant in Nepal, from actually a plant that we're familiar with all the time, coriander seed, right? Which sprouts into cilantro. We found that there were molecules in several plants that when you put it on the skin, it actually sent a signal to the brain. It's what we call a neurocosmetic and through the skin brain connection. And what we found is that when these molecules activated the nerve, what was produced in the brain, it produced neurotransmitters, serotonin, dopamine, DHEA. It supported and promoted health of these neurotransmitters in the body. And no other skincare product in the history of the world has done that. And so, what was fascinating to us as we were looking at that, in our product, we include ingredients that can support, skin brightening, glowy, dewy skin. It can help with wrinkles and hydration and elasticity and hyperpigmentation and all those things. But really, to put something on your skin that sends a signal to the brain to help you to feel good, to be more productive, to be calm, like you said, to sleep better. It's a game changer. And there's studies that have been published for a long time showing that when I look at myself, when someone looks at themselves in the mirror and they're happy with what they look like, they're happy with what they see, that actually causes chemistry to happen in the brain. And those signals through transduction cascades actually cause things in the body to work better, including skin health. Actually, when I look at myself in the mirror and say I look good, collagen production increases. Isn't that crazy? It's this positive reinforcement. But now with neurocosmetic, it's this cycle on supercharge, right? Because this thing is already happening now. And when we look at ourselves in the mirror and we're already feeling good, then we feel better. And so it's just this beautiful, virtuous cycle that's supercharged and powerful. And we're just really happy with the product. And the biggest thing for me is the results that people are seeing. And you could talk a lot about this, Holly, but the results that we're seeing, I'm sure that you've seen with your team, results people are sending into me. What was most surprising to me is the time. people were seeing results in hours, not just days, but hours, which is crazy because skin cells don't turn over for 21, 24, 26 days or so. So usually with a skincare product, you would expect to see results starting at about day 15, right? When about half of the skin cells have turned over, right? And then certainly day 30, day 45, day 60. But where we're seeing results really early on, I've thought a lot about that. And for me, if we're activating the nerves, if we're supporting neuron health, and we're causing brain chemistry to be promoted and maintained and even supported, then that would make sense why we might see some of these skin health benefits a little bit earlier. And so, in that way, this is a unique product. It's a unique product so many different ways. It has a neurocosmetic technology, it has new molecules discovered from the desert plantain in Death Valley. It has absorption technology, several different absorption technologies. But simplistically, you put it on your skin, you feel happy, your skin is glowy, it's dewy, it's vibrant, and you look good and you feel good.
You do. You look good and you feel good. And with the my gut microbiome, we haven't mentioned that as much.
Yeah.
With in the skin brain barrier, the connection there as well. And so with the six supplements, the Visage collection, which is a cleanser and it's a toner and it's the super serum for now. And with looking at both of those, beauty inside out, but the topically then works inside. And many people may not put that correlation. We've already mentioned skin. We've already mentioned that with that being a mirror. And then you look at more of the skin connection to the brain. And that may be something people haven't really correlated, that are not in the science world. And would you talk about the skin connection with the brain a little bit more? You already did some.
Yeah, so the skin-brain connection was discovered about 5 or 6 years ago. Most of us know about the the gut-brain axis, right? We have good bacteria in our gut. They produce neurotransmitters and other molecules, and somehow we don't know exactly how they can travel, they can interact with the brain and improve brain fog and cognitive health and different things like that. But 5 or 6 years ago, scientists were trying to discover the interaction between different systems of the body. And a group of scientists discovered this skin-brain axis. The idea that this organ, the largest organ of the body, the skin, can crosstalk with the brain, the command center of the body. I think that's interesting. The command center of the body and the largest organ of the body that's responsible for keeping everything inside, for keeping everything contained. And the skin, there's actually new studies showing that the skin is a communication organ in and of itself, not only to other systems inside the body, as we've talked about, but also communication to other humans. And we're not talking pheromones, we're talking about what chemo signals. And we can talk more about that some other time. That's a whole other crazy, crazy field. But the point is, the skin is a communication organ of the body. The brain is a communication organ of the body. And the fact that these two can talk together just amplifies the power, and it just puts me in awe of the body. I mean, how amazing is that, that these organs aren't siloed? They talk to each other. And then, as a scientist, as a formulator, to realize that we just developed a product that can facilitate this crosstalk in a more powerful manner and in a way that cannot happen without this product is just, man, it's mind blowing. It's glorious. It's crazy.
It is. It's fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating, and I'm thankful for these nine products every single day, for the simplification. And with the Visage collection, the simplification with using a cleanser, a toner, and a serum. Like that simple. There's no more eight steps here that I have to do. It's that simple for myself and for everyone else. And then you have the simplicity with the products. And so very thankful for everything that you shared tonight to inspire everyone that's listening, that what you have your hands on here is not your typical supplement. And what Dr. Dan and three have done with investing in the capital, with the studies, with the manufacturing, with what they've created is really, it's made products for us to trust that we don't have to have mental fatigue about deciding what do we do, when we do, how we do it with our supplements. And that's a gift. That is a gift. So thank you, Dr. Dan, for all that you have done, all that you've shared to inspire us tonight. And for everyone on, I absolutely definitely listen to this again. If this has moved your needle a little more to know, you know what, I want to take these supplements on a regular basis, or why am I not on these? Or I'm so happy that I am. We love it that we can educate and inspire people. Thank
Thank
you.
you. So great to be with you all. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.